Hey guys, Jane here with another Tarkov tutorial video for you. Today we're going to be looking at energy, hydration and weight. I'm going to have a bit of fun trying to really get to the bottom of what each of them does, what they mean and how they affect you in the game. So energy and hydration we have here. So you see hydration is currently 96, energy is at 105. I have a maximum of 110 because of some of the skills which have got leveled up in the game. And the stamina is down in the bottom left of the screen. You'll see there are two bars down there. The upper bar is the upper body stamina and lower bar is lower body stamina. Now they may have different names in the Wikipedia official names. This is easiest way of how to think of them in terms of the top bar will help when you're aiming a heavy weapon and looking down the sights, whereas the bottom bar is when you're sprinting around and will affect your ability to be able to sprint. This used to be a single bar but got split into a few patches back. So what we're going to do first, we're going to look at the arm stamina. So I brought with me a heavy weapon. This is the M1A, you can see by the weight of it is 8.16 kilograms. So pretty heavy. I've put as many mods as I can, just try and make it that little bit heavier. We're going to have a play with it. So what I'm going to do is as I aim down the sights over to the rocks over here, I'm now looking, I'm trying to find if there are any players camping, and this is quite common in the game. This is a spot where people like to sit, especially these rocks here, so they can look down into the gas station and other places. And you can see there's a little bit of sway, so I'm holding the mouse perfectly still. You can see the sway on the aim. I can press shift to steady the aim, but when we run out of arm stamina, you see the bottom left, the bar's just gone. So we release the steady aim. As you can see now, our character is out of breath and it's starting to use the leg stamina. But you can see there are huge drops now. I'm still keeping the mouse perfectly still. And we're seeing that much sway in the aim. So what we're going to do is hold on to this aim for as long as we can until it gets to 0. Let's see what happens next. As you can hear now, the character has started heavy breathing. This is audible to other players on the map as well. So if you're in a raid and there's somebody nearby, you will definitely hear this. And if I needed to sprint away now, if I suddenly came under fire, I wouldn't be able to because all of my stamina has been used. And you can see the top left now, we've had another debuff has just come along. So let's have a look at what that is. Let's let the stamina come back. We don't need to listen to that heavy breathing the entire time. But you can see bottom left, both bars are now creeping back up as we've come out of the aim. I haven't laid down, I haven't crouched. We're just regenerating the stamina. And we also have the fatigue debuff. And you can see there, energy drain increased by 0.38. So if we go back in the aim, we get the energy doesn't last as long. As you can see, once we go back, the aim is steady again, and the arm stamina is dropping once again. Now if I change weapons, we'll have a look at the lower stamina bar. So very quickly, just for reference, my weight is not overweight. I'm at 37 kilograms, so I'm not crazy heavy right now. So what we're going to do is sprint up and down and watch what happens to the lower stamina bar. So I'm running now, all I'm doing is holding shift and sprinting backwards and forwards whilst keeping hold of the shift button. Depending on your settings, you can have this as a toggle or a hold. I have mine set to a hold. Once the stamina bar has reached the bottom, I'm still holding the shift button, but we're unable to sprint anymore because we've run out of leg stamina. So it just quite simply stops you from sprinting and starts regenerating. So that is the upper and lower stamina bar for basic use when you're not overweight. Now if I pick something up which puts me overweight, you can see in the top left now we have a small Eye of Sauron style debuff, and that is telling us that we're overweight. And if we check, we're 80.7 kilograms out of 80. And to do this, all I've done is just picked up a load of shotgun shells and running around with those. So now we'll try moving while we are overweight. So you can see the speed bar at the bottom left, which is above the stamina. If I quickly take the bag off again, you see that by scrolling the mouse wheel I can change the speed at which I run or walk, which I'll quickly demonstrate. As I scroll it down, see he walks slower, scroll it back up again, moves faster. Okay? So now I have the bag on, I don't have the option to scroll anymore, it's just set to minimum. That is because I'm too overweight. I cannot go any faster at walking speed than this. Now because I'm not critically overweight, which would be a red symbol instead, I can still sprint. It's slower to get going, so I press shift immediately after I finish the word sprint. And also you'll notice I'm not running anywhere near as fast, and the stamina is draining a lot faster. The last time we did this we made it all the way to the back wall before I ran out of stamina. This time we're struggling here, and you'll also notice that now I've stopped sprinting, I'm not regenerating stamina. And this is because I'm too overweight, I can't regenerate any stamina. So I want to stop, I need to crouch or lay down, and then you can regenerate your stamina. And you see once I start walking again, the stamina is no longer regenerating. So let's go back to our start position. So next up we're going to look at energy and hydration. Now reducing hydration is easy, reducing energy not so much. The only item I've managed to find which reduces energy is the morphine injector. So I have bought a load of these. We're going to overdose massively on morphine. Do not try this at home. It's a terrible plan. Will result in death guaranteed. So as you can see, it went through most of the morphine. Had to take a drink halfway through because it reduces more hydration than it does energy. But we have the buff this time of on painkillers. That's because we've been taking the hydration. However, we will start to notice the effects of the energy drain in just a moment. You'll also notice that the contrast has changed ever so slightly. The painkillers give an odd effect. So here we go, the tunnel vision is the first stage of the energy depletion. If we look here, we can see we have fatigue. Don't get any more details other than it just says fatigue, but we are losing health very rapidly. So we're not overweight now because we don't have the bag on, so let's try doing some sprinting. You do find yourself in this situation inside a raid, you need to find food as quickly as possible in order to try and stop the energy from being depleted. As you can see, we didn't quite make it as far this time in terms of running with energy. The fatigue meant we didn't get as many steps, shall we say, this time. We are regenerating stamina very slowly, but we also have the hair debuff, and you can see in the top left our body is not in good shape. So we'll try and heal through that for a minute and see what happens. And this is a state that you'll find yourself in raids, especially if you keep going back into raids after you've survived one. So what we'll do is we'll bring the energy back up and we'll take the hydration down with some condensed milk. So just for a minute there we see that the health stops dropping. Now we have hydration issue. We do have some buffs though. We've got intellect +1, which I don't believe is the case if you drink condensed milk. But we also have a debuff to hydration recovery. So we are losing yet more water even though we didn't have any left anyway. You immediately get a headache, so you get pain in the head. This is the easiest way to tell when hydration is an issue. Now we're still on the painkillers, so that is negating the pain in the head that we have right now. So what I'll do is we'll keep healing while we wait for the effects to kick in. So next on debuff we have dehydration to the stomach. Again, no more details on exactly what that's doing to us, but it's definitely not a good thing. And if you start getting the icons you see in the top left, you know you're in for a bad time. So now we are low on hydration, we will try sprinting again and see how far we get. So didn't get anywhere near as far this time, even with the hydration debuff we got covered less distance than we did with the energy debuff. Now the painkillers have worn off, you can start to see the visual effects which you have from all of the dehydration debuff. You also lose health, so again we're losing 4 health. So if you're in a raid and this happens, you need to either be trying to get out as quickly as possible or finding a drink as quickly as possible. Okay, let's bring the health and hydration all the way back up again. And as you see now we're back to 100 hydration and 100 energy. All of our debuffs have gone, we still have a little bit of damage but nothing crazy. So let's try sprinting again. And there we go, what a resilient human being this PMC is. We've managed to completely dehydrate him, remove all of his energy and a quick drink of some super water later, and is able to sprint back to full capacity once again. So the final thing we want to look is some of these stimulators. Now the mule stim is the one we're going to be looking at today, and what this stim does is allows you to carry more weight, so it gives you a 900 second buff with a 50% weight increase. So as I've already seen, we are currently pretty much at our maximum weight. We've lost a little bit because we took a lot of morphine and drank some drinks. But if we try and sprint around, we're not going to have a happy day. So what we'll do now, so we'll take this stimulus, and we can see now our maximum weight is at 121. Which means we're able to sprint again, even though we are overweight or at maximum weight, which we still have the debuff at the top. You can see the Eye of Sauron up there. But I'm able to sprint backwards and forwards quite happily. Now, like I say, we still are quite overweight, so we're not going to get the full sprint distance from the PMC. But we did make a good distance still. So this is a huge increase if you are doing particularly well in a raid and you want to try and get out with all of the gear, all of the expensive gear that you took from all of your victims, all of the PMCs, all of the scavs, and you just need to get to the extract point. So once again, crouching to recover the stamina. We should go back to our start. So in this video we covered the basics of arm stamina, leg stamina, hydration and energy, and also being overweight, and we had a really quick look at one of the stimulants which can help if you are overweight. I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you found it useful. Feel free to hit the like button below and subscribe, and also leave a comment if you enjoyed what you saw today. I shall be doing some more of the Tarkov tutorial videos. I also stream on Twitch at JN_TM on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and sometimes even at weekends, playing a variety of games. I hope you can join me. Thank you very much for your time. Bye bye.